RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. Hold on. Where is it? Nice to see you in the chat room. Hello. Couldn't find the button there. How's it sounding? How's it looking? Personal insults aside. All right. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out. This is Tara Devlin, unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We meet here. This is our regularly scheduled Friday night get-together. Thank you all. I see you there in the chat, filling up at youtube.com/c4channel/Tarabuster. We get together on Friday evenings to commiserate, to talk about what the hell's going on, to try to save this country from the traitors. What else? They're just horrible people that want to, that really lack the maturity, the decency, the ability to function in a free democratic society. That's the bottom line. They want all the benefits of civilization, but they don't want to share with anyone who's got darker pigment. And I don't care. Yeah, if they use the darker pigment people, the sprinkling of darker pigment people that they have, in that are attracted to their party for other, God knows, many sick reasons. I don't know. I don't have all day to get into their heads, but let me tell you, I wouldn't want to go there and without a flashlight and a gun. It's a very, very scary place inside the head of a self-loathing member of a minority group that Republicans attack and vilify so they can continue to turn this country into a theocracy and an autocracy. Well, theocracy and autocracy go hand in hand. You know, I don't, and a lot of revisionist historians and graduates from Meme University that are Republican, they like to say that the Nazis were godless. That's why their theocracy is the complete opposite of fascism. No, it's not true. Fascism goes hand in hand with theocracy, of course. And the Nazis were not godless, and I can pull up pictures right now of the Nazis. Their belt buckles said "Gott mit uns." It was not just their belt buckles, but other pieces of their equipment. God is with us. So, and if you asked a Nazi why they were hustling and shuttling their fellow human beings into cattle cars to take them to concentration camps and kill them, it was because they loved their country. They were just being patriots. And, we're really in a very dangerous time. Make no mistake. These Republicans, they are trying to destroy democracy, and they're not hiding it anymore. And some of them are saying it tongue in cheek. Some of them are outright saying it, but we better believe them. Their soon-to-be friggin' candidate for the presidency, despite having 91 indictments and being impeached twice, once for trying to overthrow the government, and another time for using taxpayer money as his own personal extortion fund, and a convicted rapist, a convicted tax cheat who owes now over $400,000, That's going to be this. That's the Republican standard bearer, the law and order party. But as we know, I mean, Republican. Every day is bizarro. They live in bizarro world, and every day is opposite day, and it's also whatever they say is either a projection or a confession, and they're outright saying that this is it. We have Nick Fuentes, one of the people that joined the traitor who wants to be dictator for a day, just a day, right? Openly saying the plan is we get Trump elected, and that's the end of elections. So right now they're at CPAC. It is a horror show. I see you on the chat there, Jim, and thank you for being a moderator, and thank you for your super chat in there. And thank you, Haiku, for being a moderator. And everybody else for hanging out. And there goes Boudica. My little baby booty. I hope we have our emotional support animals close. Because we're going to need them. So, and also, but before I begin, if you can become a patron, please do at patreon.com/TaraDevlin. I'm still threatening to get the memberships up here. I will get them going. I promise. One of these years, it'll happen. You'll be surprised. And in the meantime, you can donate on PayPal. And thank you, Charlie. I have to say, Charlie is a supporter of the show. He runs APS Radio News. And this show is also featured in his roster of shows that he promotes. So I am very fortunate in that other, amazing people are giving the show a further reach. So thank you, Charlie, and keeping it going. The practical, whatever concerns that we have to deal with, and the emotional concerns that, I don't know, it helps. It helps knowing that I'm not in this by myself. We're in this together. And that's why I really, guys, too, like just you guys in the chat room, too. It's, I don't know. I don't know what I'd do without you, really. So is it sounding okay on there? Yeah, let me know. Did you give me that feedback already? I might have missed it. It's just sounding a little weird in my headphones, that's why. But I don't know. You know how it is. As long as it sounds good, everything looks good here, like the buttons and all. But, okay, and nice to see you, Mark C, on the chat. I'm thinking of getting a couple of embryos so I can claim the tax deduction next year. They are people, aren't they? Yeah. This is how sick this country is. Well, it's the conservatism that makes us sick. And today, as I was watching the corporate media, they were talking about this IVF, these theocrats, really, that are inflicting their manias on the country. And one of the pundits, or what, it was a news report. So the reporter was like, "This has really thrown the IVF, treatment centers and families into chaos." And I thought, what else is new with Republicanism? What else is new with conservatism? What else does it do but throw us into chaos? Or, it hurts us, of course, but it always throws us into chaos. It's always, too bad. Sucks to be you. You may not like it. The majority of Americans may be normal people that aren't theocrats, but tough. It's being shoved down your throat by some ghoul, some ancient ghoul who thinks that government, in fact, that's the judge who thinks that government should be a theocracy. And they do. That's why the asshole, the con man, he's, there's no mistake why he attacked peaceful protesters and, showed up in front of a church to hold up a Bible upside down. That's all it takes for these idiots. He likes jerking off into a flag. The traitors who support him seem to enjoy that. And also, I have to say, Hernan, I want to thank Hernan. He's been doing a lot of video shorts for the show. So thank you, Hernan, for your talent, your hard work. And they are getting some comments. I really have to. Oh, we'll be right back. I have to stop looking at the comments. Hold on, because it eats up my day. It eats up my day because when I look at the comments because there's a lot of right wingers on there too. So where the hell are you guys? You need to come in and give me some backup here. But the thing is, I wanted to discuss it with you too, you guys. Should I just block these people? What do you think? I know we have a zero troll policy on the show during the live show, but there's some normal people. But I've been noticing, I don't know where these videos are going. I don't know why they're going just to right wingers, but. Maybe whatever. There has to be some kind of different algorithm that's sending them out. Like, for example, I talk about this all the time. I get Laura fucking Logan pops up on my phone. I don't follow that bitch, that dumb bitch. I don't follow her. I gotta block these people to get them from to get man-child Musk from stopping shoving them into my phone. I don't want to see these people. I don't like looking at vomit. I don't like looking at pictures of car crashes on the internet. Some people might like that. I don't like looking at, somebody else's crap. That's what it feels like when I look at a tweet from somebody like Lara Logan pretending to be a journalist. Like the rest of them. It's all a pantomime. The Republicans who are representatives, it's a pantomime. It's like George Santos. God help us if we'll get to the day when we forget his name. Hopefully it's sooner rather than later. But the whole thing is a pantomime. They have to play at democracy. For years, they had to give lip service to democracy. And those days are gone, by the way. We are living in a time where we really have one political party that is that has allegiance to the Constitution and democracy. They hate democracy. All right? They are saying it. They're out there saying that we have to, who's that guy? What's Proziak? One of these disgusting fascists. He said that we need to replace. We almost got close on January 6th. We almost finished the job. We got to finish the job.
Hey, welcome to the end of democracy. We're here to overthrow it completely. We didn't get all the way there on January 6th, but we will endeavor to get rid of it and replace it with this right here.
And he's pointing at a cross.
We'll replace it with this right here.
Amen.
Amen. You see what I'm saying? Fascism. It's all about taking away your freedoms. You see, they think they're free, like the Germans in the famous the sociologist that visited Germany after World War II to interview the Germans about how they could fall for the bullshit. And that's why he titled the book, They Thought They Were Free. And this is, I guess, the Republicans. I know we know what they're up to. We see their sham, their game, but do they even care? That's the other thing. In fact, there are many clips of MAGA morons saying, oh, democracy is overrated, it doesn't work. This is what is being spread amongst the MAGA morons because they want a king. They want Traitor Trump, their big daddy, who's really a petty, small, little man, which is the irony of the whole thing. There's nothing strong about Trump. He's a little bitch. He's a tiny little baby who needs constant validation, constant accolades. And these assholes are more than eager to do it, to give it to him. But the reason I brought up the assholes who are posting on the shorts, on Tarabuster shorts, somebody wrote TDS. Yes, that I'm suffering from TDS. And this happens, not every day, but I've seen this before. It's Trump derangement syndrome, suppose. That's what it's called. Because they're very derivative, the Republicans. They don't have an original thought in their head. And I mean one empty head. That's what they are. They're like the Borg, but not as entertaining. And and not as fit either. And they have co-opted Obama derangement syndrome, and now they really have Biden derangement syndrome. They are, this is another thing they say, that Biden isn't coherent, right? He can't talk, but that's because they watch propaganda all day, and on their propaganda channels, they cut together these deceptively edited pieces to fit their agenda. So, just like on this show, if you took the clips of me going humana or whatever, or tripping over my words, you'd say, "Oh, she can't even put a sentence together," right? And that's what they do. They eagerly go to a propaganda channel run by billionaires that pays millionaires to tell working people that their problems are because of poor people. And I shouldn't say that actually that way. To tell the middle class that because nobody works harder than the poor. That's for sure. What I should have said was that it's the billionaires paying millionaires to tell the middle class that their problem is because of poor people, and that's the famous meme actually. But the fact is, the Republicans they eagerly consume this propaganda of a channel that had to pay and counting, has to pay $2 billion and counting for lying to them, for sending some of their stupid traitorous asses to prison, for ruining some of their lives. Some of these idiots, they do regret what they did. They regret defecating in the halls of the Capitol. They regret ruining their lives for this NFT salesman, this con man, this tax cheating joker with hawking ugly sneakers, right? So they regret it. Their lives are, I don't know if they're over, but it's not going to be easy anymore. When you come out of prison as a felon, you have a hard time in this country. I mean, we shouldn't make it that hard considering the fact we have a lot of prisons in this country. But it doesn't matter if they're white skin or not. It's going to be hard getting a job when they come out of prison, and every time you go try to get a job, usually, for the most part, if you get a legitimate job, they do a background check. And they're going to find, oh, you're a traitor? You're a traitor. No one's going to think you're a patriot, booby. What does Trump care? So these idiots come out of jail, in prison or whatever. Some of them have gone to prison for 18 years and more for seditious conspiracy, for being a traitor against this country. But the fact is, they're all traitors, and I kind of feel, well, no, I was going to say I feel bad for them. I don't feel bad for them because they're stupid. They chose this because of confirmation bias. They simply were attracted to the con man because he's just as racist as they are. And, you know, it's not Trump derangement syndrome, which it's, to answer the idiot that posted on the chat, not here, on another thread. It's not Trump derangement syndrome. It's called having eyes, having a brain, being a patriot. That's what it means. To say, for a maggot to say that you have turned, what's Trump derangement syndrome? We see him. We're not suckers. It's not a derangement. It's an alarm. He's a poison in our body politic. Not only that, he's a parasite, of course. He certainly is a symptom of the broken system. The fact is, he would never have gotten anywhere near the halls of power if we weren't so already broken. But he exploited the fissures of disunity because he has no honor. He has no scruples. He is a grifter, a lifelong grifter. And we have the documents to prove it. Another person posted something about how, they think it's so unfair that the con man didn't even have a trial in the New York tax cheating case because he's a tax. He didn't have a trial, everybody. He didn't even get a trial. Well, the fact is, they asked. The assholes' counsel didn't request a trial, you stupid bastards. And he got a summary judgment. There doesn't need to be a trial when there's a long list, a laundry list, a paper trail of all the documents where he cheated on his taxes. Okay, so they had people who did the taxes, who understood the accounting. Those are the people that came forward and talked to the judge, and he saw the documents, and there's no getting around it. There's no two sides to falsifying the size of your apartment. And it's not a mistake. It wasn't like, just so happens that my all of the mistakes benefit the con man for millions and millions and millions of dollars. I mean, how stupid can you be? That's really the most shocking part. It's not that somebody as disgusting, as much of a waste of human DNA like Traitor Trump exists. It's that these people choose to be exploited by him, to be his narcissistic supply. And that's all they are. He's a traitor. He's in an active coup. He needs to be in prison. And I really do hope that, they keep saying on the corporate media, well, if Trump wins, he's not going to win unless they cheat, unless they gerrymander, voter suppress. Because the fact is, the more ridiculous they act, the more violent they get, the less those, whatever, they call them independents, I call them low information voters, but people get turned off by that shit. And we were founded as a democracy. It's unlike the Weimar Republic. That was a short-lived experiment. They had monarchy for years in Germany, for centuries. So we weren't a monarchy. We were founded as the antidote to that. So to say that you want to overthrow it and replace it with a theocracy, with Christianity, this country that was founded on no religious test by people who understood that they lived in a world where the suppression, the oppression, the brutality, where church and state were intertwined for thousands of years. So, and they weren't going to fight a revolution based on the liberal age of enlightenment or inspired by the liberal age of enlightenment, just to simply reestablish another one here, another monarchy, an aristocracy. And that's what they were overthrowing. And all the flaws and all the hypocrisies. But it is a fascinating, I guess it would be more fascinating if it weren't so dangerous, but I can't believe what I see with these idiots. Oh, and then, so the Trump derangement syndrome, like I said, is just not being a traitor. That's what it means. It's not being a dupe. Oh, and another thing they like to say is, this is another thing. They always, I'm black, They have to, they pretend. Yeah, me too, I'm black, right? See how easy that is? And they also have to say, I used to be a Democrat. Things like that. They always have to position themselves as somehow they saw the light. Wait, hold on. Boudica, give me this. She's tearing up a magazine. Booty boo. Booty booty boo. She's up to no good over there. So, okay, here's Traitor Trump talking about, well, he's opening up about his Christianity. Oops, wrong button. That's another button I shouldn't have pressed.
As you know, the left is trying to shame Christians. They try to shame us. I'm a very proud Christian.
Bullshit.
Actually. I've been very.
He just came up with that. You see how that fucking that twisted mind, that very simple mind works? He was like, they try to shame us. Us. Yeah, us. That's right. It's us. He fucking fell ass backwards into that. And was like, yeah, that's it. Us. It's us. I'm like you. I'm doing it for you. I'm being arrested for you. I'm raping women. I raped 28 women for you. I stole documents, classified documents for you. I met with Putin in secret and confiscated the transcript for you. I didn't allow any Americans in there either. That was for you. I used taxpayer money as my own personal extortion fund for you. I tried to stop the peaceful transfer of power for you. The first time in American history. Now we can no longer say, on top of all the other shames these right-wingers and this traitor Trump have brought to this country, now we can no longer say that we had an unending tradition of the peaceful transfer of power. That was a point of pride because it's such an unusual occurrence in government. I never really understood when I was young and just how special that truly is. But it was good enough for George Washington, but not for the con man with the multi-level marketing vitamin scam. Right? Could you imagine if George Washington sold shoes, some tacky shoes or whatever, anything, little pictures, and met with, I don't even know. I can't even go. It's just like everything that this con man has done to this country is he's dragged us down. It's an embarrassment. He is an international embarrassment. He's a disgrace. They're all like, oh, the world was at peace when Traitor Trump was squatting in the White House despite receiving fewer votes. No, it wasn't. He debased this country everywhere he went. He was an international laughingstock. This is why the Republicans, they're so triggered by the elites and people who know how to read and want to read. I should put it that way. The educated, and that's why they're doing everything they can to roll back the American Revolution. Go right back. Forget the revolution. Go right back to the Dark Ages. That's where they're taking us. So let's listen to this dirtbag.
Shame Christians. They try and shame us. I'm a very proud Christian, actually.
Sure.
I've been very busy fighting.
Look.
Taking the bullets, taking the arrows. I'm taking
Are
them for you, and I'm so
really?
honored to take them. You have no idea. I'm being indicted
What
for
a
you, as I
dumb-
say. I'm being indicted over and over and over.
Indicted 91.
As you know,
took those classified documents for you. You wouldn't give them back for these idiots, right? That you wouldn't give it back. When they asked, I wouldn't give them back for you. I took them on my Chacky plane to New Jersey when I met with the Saudis to have some meeting about my Chacky golf deal. But I wanted to throw in, that's what you do when you're meeting with the Saudis. You want to sweeten the pot. So you throw in some of America's secrets that, these are mine. That's what he says, too, like a little baby. Mine. They're not yours. I got a Presidential Records Act. I got an Article 2. Well, so does Joe Biden, then. Why are they getting all fucked up about him having classified documents in his garage that he returned? The fact is, and so did, the other thing is, what's his name? Pence. I almost forgot his name there, too. How can I forget? Hang Mike Pence. But he had classified documents too. They didn't require I don't know what they did with Joe Biden. They had to release this. The special counsel released this long ass diatribe about how Joe Biden's got a poor memory. We didn't hear anything about Pence. There was no 10 or what was it, 51 pages, if I'm remembering correctly, about some personal attacks on somebody that you're not indicting, did nothing wrong, and cooperated fully. Unlike Traitor Trump, who moved things, who got storage facilities to move things into, people turned on him because they didn't want to go to jail like the other assholes now sitting, cooling their heels for 18 years for seditious conspiracy. They didn't want to go to jail for the traitor, so they opened up and said, yeah, he made us move that shit to a storage facility. They said they're coming, so we got to move it. And then they changed the locks and they moved everything and they put it here. And then he was like going through, well, just give him these. I'm going to keep these other things. God knows what else he has. What he copied. He's got no integrity. He hates this country. He's a puppet of Putin, this petty dictator. Another disgusting human being. Like all the most horrible people flock around this Republican Party as they pretend to be Christian. I wish they were Christian. I do. I really do. Just like I wish they were patriots. All the things they claim to be. They keep telling us what they are, but they never seem to show us. So we always have to hear all about how Christian they are. Yet, I don't see their Christianity. I don't see their good works. I don't see their fruits. Like the Savior they pretend to worship told them, instructed them, right? Know them by their fruits. Well, what fruit? What do we got? Chaos, death, disparity, division, right? Yeah, he's like, oh, I never started a war. I'm not into no wars here. Well, what about the fucking war, the Civil War? You know? No wars here. The most divisive turd that ever put on a suit and pretended to be the president, who disgraced us. There's no lower disgrace than Traitor Trump. And he's already going down in history as such. He's the biggest loser tax cheat. He lost more money than every other single American, and had to, but we had to give him a tax return because he's a loser. We had to give him some money. He's a parasite. So, but he was the single biggest loser, American tax so-called payer, and he's the loser on the bottom of the presidential list, according to 150-something historians. Of course he is. He's in the midst of a coup. Not only did he leave office, not willingly, he tried to have a coup. He is still in it. He's still trying to overthrow this country. The more we learned about what he was up to in the final days of his maladministration, the more outrageous. It's stunning. On the phone, harassing people, saying, I just want you to find, all I need is, they're just 13,000. Come on, give me a break here, fellas. All I need is 13,000 votes. You see these assholes? And when I call them assholes, it's almost a promotion. It's being kind. They're worse. They're horrible. Traitors. Absolute traitors. Oh, come on, fellas. Give me a break. Give me a break here. Yeah, I'm a Christian. I just want you to find, and that's another reason. Oh, that's another indictment. It's for you. It's for you. Because if you try to overthrow democracy, we'd let you, we'd give you a pass too, because you were what? Running for dog catcher? And the only reason he's running for the so-called presidency is to escape responsibility for his crimes. That's what he thinks. That's why he announced earlier than anybody else, because he knew it was coming. Fucking turd. And, so Trump derangement syndrome, please. That's just being a patriot, boob. That's just being someone capable of living in a free democratic society. And I was actually on this show. It's going to be, I don't know when it's going to go. I'll let you know when it goes on. It's called, I'm looking at it, World Gone Good. Can you believe it? I was on a show called World Gone Good. What? And I was interviewed about about being a progressive, about liberalism and the state of the country. That, I don't know. I'll let you know when it's on. It just happened yesterday. And we were, World Gone Good. We were discussing what we talk about on the show here, that these right-wingers, they call themselves patriots, but there they are selling merchandise of coffee cups saying, drinking liberal tears. Right? I mean, there's nothing less patriotic than that, than operating or being motivated by drinking the tears of your fellow Americans. It's disgusting. There's nothing patriotic about it in the least. We're not trying to hurt these people. I don't want to drink their tears. I mean, I don't want to get anywhere near them. Because I hear Trump stinks. But that's besides the point. I don't want to hurt these people. I want them to get health care. I want them to have living wages. I want them to have that expanded social safety net they cry about and say that illegals are taking from them because they're stupid. They're being played by the oldest tricks in the book. Divide and conquer. And that's what they're doing. You know, the Republicans, they want these idiots to focus their anger on those lower on the ladder instead of looking up at the people with the policies. And they hide behind their own racism. So they're like, yeah, I'm as racist as you are. And that's how these people, they can relate. Yeah, he's just like me. He's like what? He's one of us. And whatever he's saying, I'm doing this for you. You're doing what? Being indicted for you? So you raped E. Jean Carroll in the 90s for them? Is that what happened? I highly doubt you stole those classified documents for them. I mean, it's not like he's going and taking classified documents to his meeting with the Saudis because he wants to give all the money to charity to help, or has some kind of MAGA moron, charity fund, or at least even just paying them back for all the money he stole from them. When he told them, here, donate to my PAC that he didn't even bother setting up because he knew how stupid these people are. Yes, you're a Christian. But I love how he this is what he does. He thinks he's a great marketer. He's like, yes, us. Yeah, us. All right, yeah, us.
As you know, the left is trying to shame Christians. They try and shame us. I'm a very proud Christian, actually. I've been very busy.
I've been busy. See, that's what he means is I've been very busy. Because that's why I don't go to church. Yeah, he was busy his whole life. Disco prowling, right? Doing cocaine. Well, whatever. I don't know if he did cocaine, but having sex with porn stars after his wife gave birth. He's been very busy. Well, I know he's a disco prowler, and I know that he would go into, I told you the story about my friend. She was my hairdresser lady. She cut my hair, and she was telling me all about how she has another client who worked for a big charity. One of the big ones, like Trump would say, one of the big countries. And yes, I should give that lady a call, really. But she said that, I told you, it was like every year they would have this big gala for all of the big money donors. And so it was a fancy schmancy event. And of course, Traitor Trump would worm his way in there somehow. And at the end of the event, they would have the commemorative photo. And this person, the person who cut my hair, her friend, I don't know if she was the photographer. I think she was involved with the event. But she was like, okay, everyone, all the big, you're talking like the $1 million donors and whatnot, would get up and they'd all get on whatever, the risers, and take a picture, a commemorative photo. And there goes Traitor Trump up with the rest of the group. He never gave a fucking dime. He never gave a dime to the charity. And they would... The photographer and the other workers, what are they going to do? They'd look at each other like, he didn't give a fucking dime. What is he doing? But what can you say? You're a peon. You're somebody who's just taking a photo. You don't want to get in trouble, or God knows. You don't want to start a scene. You don't know what the thin-skinned, disgusting parasite is capable of. We know he's capable of any low brow behavior. So they shut their mouth. And there he goes. He takes a picture. Now, who among us, everyone in the chat, would you do that? Would you do something like that? Who wants to be recognized for just nothing? You're nothing. It's a scam. Don't you? I mean, if you do things like that, and what does it say about you? Because this is who he is. And we know from his niece that, according to, family lore, he went to college. He never took tests. He never wrote papers. He didn't even take his own SATs. He would pay people. So he's a dullard. And that's why, actually, because he's always like, oh, I went to the best schools. Wait, I'm just moving the microphone. I know it's annoying if you're listening audio only, but it's falling. But he went to the best schools, he says, and which makes it even worse. It simply proves what a intellectually incurious dullard he is. Because if you went to the best schools and you still don't know where to put the apostrophe on Y-O-U, Y-O-U apostrophe R-E, or you don't know which you or your, or then you don't know basic English, grammar, then you didn't really get your money's worth. I guess you should be ashamed. But yeah, it's really true. He doesn't care. Play Dave on the chat says he doesn't care. It's all about the outside. That's why he's like, Nobel. He wants the Nobel Peace Prize. What did he fucking ever do? Nothing. He tore this country apart. Oh, he wants the Peace Prize for going and genuflecting to Kim Jong-un? But the fact is, they forget, these Trumpanzees forget, the majority of Americans are not as stupid as the people who vote for the con man. And, okay, I'll get off him in a second, but we'll go back to him, I'm sure. It's never, because what can you do? It never stops. But, yeah, the reason I feel semi-confident in a way that we will see the end of the Trump cult eventually. I mean, I don't think he's going to win. I'm saying think now, right? Because as I'm saying it, I don't want to jinx ourselves here. But as we see in all of the special elections and whatnot, the Democrats are winning all of these. People are sick of it. They're sick of the con man. They're sick of being pushed into back alleys. They're sick of having their freedom assaulted. Sick of being told what to read, what kind of life, what they can live. They're sick of the Republicans attacking their freedom. They're sick of the divisiveness and the constant chaos. And that's conservatism in a nutshell. It is chaos everywhere. When I saw that on the corporate media saying, oh, and people are in chaos, families and doctors and fertility clinics are all in chaos, I thought, what else is new with conservative policies? What else is new? When do they bring peace? When do they bring understanding? When do they bring stability? When do they ever improve a situation? Does anybody know? If anybody on the chat, if you have an example, we'll gladly discuss it and talk about it. I'd like to know. I really would. I wouldn't, we give credit where credit's due, that's for sure. But what do they ever improve? Ever. It's always we're taking these baby steps forward, and here come the Republicans, either dragging us back, standing in the way, or causing chaos. Doing so, like even with the Affordable Care Act. If they had just shut their traitor mouths and America-hating mouths and went along. I mean, because what did Obama do? Which to my eternal frustration, he was really the best Republican president we had in a long-ass time. He said during his campaign, we're going to tackle health care. We're the only country that doesn't have health care as a right of citizenship. And how stupid can we be? Paying more, getting less, consistently ranking dead last in all positive measures and leaving millions behind. I guess we got to be pretty damn stupid. But rather than doing what works, expand Medicare or Medicaid, just, take the Medicaid or the Medicare eligibility age and bring it down. Bring it down to less than 9 months. Right? And there you go. And we'll figure it out. We'll work the kinks out. Right? But of course, Republicans, we could never do that because nothing is worth doing, according to the Republicans, unless somebody can make a buck. So what did Obama do? He gave them, right back at them, their own health care plan. Romney Care, Nixon Care. It's the same plan that Nixon proposed, and that was rejected back in, I don't remember, back in the day, because it wasn't a plan that was cost effective and covered everybody. So it was rejected. So Obama, that's what he did again and again, constantly serving up, like Haiku says in the chat, Obama served up Republican policy, wet dreams for them to cry and moan and reject and say how awful they were. Exactly, Haiku. And like we see now with the border, Biden is giving them everything they wanted. So much so that Lindsey Graham can't lie about it. The most conservative, not Lindsey Graham. Well, he's disgusting. But there's another, I can't remember the other guy who is ranked one of the most conservative in the whole, meaning the most fascist in the Senate, saying, listen, dummies in the House, you dum-dums. We're never going to get a plan like this again. So take this plan. It's a good plan, but they don't want to have policy. They're not a governing party. They're a cult. They're a chaos cult. Chaos. The Chaos Caucus. Look at them. And guess what? We should take, I wonder if there probably is a betting, what's that place that everybody can bet on all different things, like whether Taylor Swift wears a red shirt or somebody grows his beard out or all the strange things. But yeah, we should take a bet on how, I'm sure there is this bet is probably somewhere, but how long Moscow Mike Johnson lasts. They will do something because, eventually you're going to have to govern. That's the problem. You have to govern. And, well, maybe he'll prove me wrong because they always go, they do surprise me. When I think they've hit bottom, the trapdoor opens and they go flying down into Dante's ninth circle of hell. So maybe they'll surprise me. Maybe you don't have to govern. They'll shut the government down again. Shut it down. It's only people. It's only people who suffer in a country where if they miss one paycheck, they end up on a food bank line, right? Which is really not the middle class. That's not middle class. If you can't miss one paycheck without, losing your ability to feed yourself, you're not middle class. You're the working poor. And the fact that we even have a category in this country, the richest country on earth, called the working poor, goes to show us how twisted we are. That's another thing. People should be aware of that. Why do we even allow this? Why do we even accept that kind of language, the working poor? And people are like, yeah, working poor. There's no, what are you talking about? That's disgusting. In the richest country on earth, we have working poor? Isn't that a disgrace? It's a disgrace like the con man is a disgrace. But they're all disgraces, and like I'm saying, everything they touch turns to shit. So, of course, they had to have a outright con man as a standard bearer. Eventually, it was getting that way. Eventually, we were going to get to the complete con man. Not somebody pretending to be a politician, an outright carnival barker. And because everything that the Republican Party stands for is a con. They are a grifter party. All their policies trickle down is a grift. They knew it from the beginning. They knew that taking money from working people and funneling it into the pockets of people who'll never spend it in 1,000 lifetimes does not trickle down. They knew that all it does is add to income disparity, upward immobility. They knew that. They have no good ideas that help people. The only thing that people actually like about government is things that progressives do. They want their socialist security. In fact, they want it expanded. They want more of it. If it weren't for those pesky illegals, supposedly, which is, of course, bullshit, stop voting Republican and maybe we'll have a shot. But, what else? Tax cuts pay for themselves. That's another line they constantly say. That's a grift. I mean, it's all a grift to ultimately get to the point where we're at. And that is the downfall of democracy. Now, for years, and I've talked about this, we've, years ago, I'm talking about like during the Bush administration, Mike Malloy, Robin Kincaid, we would talk about this is fascism. Fascism is coming to America. And only the fringe of the progressives would even dare to speak the F word, fascism. But so much so that we would have stupid, articles on Daily Kos and whatnot about not the Laffer, what am I saying? Godwin's Law. It always drove me insane. Godwin's Law, meaning I think, what was it? Godwin's Law is, and eventually, if you're on the internet having a political discussion, it will inevitably devolve to calling somebody a Nazi, and whoever does that automatically loses the argument, which means that you could never bring up, well, this is kind of like a Nazi here, like this is very Nazi-like here. But as if less than, now it's 85 years ago, but less, and people are still alive that lived through World War II, or know their parents died, or their grandparents, or it's not like we have evolved so far that this would never happen again. And then they would say, do we have death camps? There's no death camp. Well, the death camps that's the end of the story. You don't start with death camps and then go backwards. The death camps, it starts with what the Republicans do. It starts with vilifying people, demonizing them, turning them into less than human. And he's talking about putting them in camps. He's talking about sending the National Guard, which, as somebody who is a veteran of the National Guard, if I ever got an order like that, to go to the border and start shooting at the people crossing the border, they would have to put me in Leavenworth or something, because it's disgusting. The only thing we can hope is that we have officers who don't take illegal orders, and that's part of being an officer, is you don't have to. You're supposed to be able to discern, hey, no, I'm not going to rape those women. That's an illegal order. So, but that's all Trump has is illegal orders, right? And you got to be tough. You got to be tough. He thinks that being weak is being tough. It's very disgusting. But, well, speaking of disgusting, here, for example, listen to this. This is, where is it? Oh, do I have it? Damn it. Wait, I got this. It's, what's his name? Steve Miller, the Nazi Jew. I thought I had it. I'm sure I did, but I lost it. Where is it? Come on, Tara Devlin. You were so prepared. You were so prepared. Why don't I have this? Oh, here it is. See? I told you. I'm prepared. I need patrons. I need a producer. Become a patron at patreon.com. Thank you, Charlie. You're helping out. Thank you for your patronage. Okay. And thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your patronage. Good. Hold on. We got the music. We'll be right back. Thank you for your patronage. Thank you for your super chats. Thank you for your patronage. That's how I sleep at night. Then I wake up like, please become a patron. All right.
Muscular 212Fs, that's the travel ban authority.
Listen to this shit.
You did a few of those in the Trump administration. You would bring those back and add new ones on top of that. You would establish large-scale staging grounds for removal flights. So you grab
He's jerking off. He's getting a hard on.
And then you move them to the staging grounds, and that's what the planes are waiting for federal law enforcement to then move those illegals home. You deputize the National Guard to carry out immigration enforcement. And then you also deploy the military to the southern border, not just with a mission to observe, but with an impedance and denial mission. In other words, you reassert the fundamental constitutional principle that you don't have a right to enter into our sovereign territory
when you're
request the
being a fascist.
The military has the right to establish a fortress position on the border and to say no one can cross here
never served a day in his life. No one can cross at all.
212Fs, that's the travel.
And they have to do something about the asylum laws. Now, let's remember, Stephen Miller, for those who don't know, who Mike Malloy calls the Nazi Jew, he accurately describes him that way. He was a senior policy advisor to the con man when he was squatting in the White House despite receiving fewer votes. He's something very sick about him. He's a sociopath, I would imagine, psychopath perhaps. And he's also a descendant of asylum seekers. What? Yes, his great-grandfather, Wolf Lieb Glosser, fled violent anti-Jewish pogroms in Belarus and arrived here in the United States in 1903. Over time, he brought the rest of the family over to America using what's called chain migration. Something that the Nazi Jew Stephen Miller and the con man and the rest of the Republican Party is like, chain migration. It's the worst. Chain migration. Meanwhile, with chain migration, that's how Trump's beloved, what he called his beloved mother-in-law came over. That's how they came over. Chain migration. You know, his beloved mother-in-law from Melania. Nobody's seen Melania in 10 years. Well, it feels like 10 years. and who he's saying that, you know, the reason he called her beloved was because he didn't want to do something for the court. He was ordered to do something, but then he had his beloved, so-called beloved mother-in-law's funeral, which, if you're so beloved and your wife is such a dear woman, your rock, your soulmate, and you ride in separate cars to your beloved mother-in-law's funeral. You ride in separate cars with your soulmate's mother just passed away, and you're going to, you know, you're at the funeral. There's such a love. What a love. It's like the rose. Love is a river. And when you get old, you don't want no old bag on your arm. You want a nice, kind of smooth woman. Big boobs. Someone who's used to nude modeling. Someone who isn't opposed to some lesbian activity now and then, at least for photo shoots. And someone who'll look the other way while you bang a porn star. Because really, she don't care. She don't, as long as you're banging somebody, you ain't banging her. But that's who this beautiful love. You know, you're so in love that when your wife's mother dies, you go to the funeral. You not only arrive in separate cars, you leave in separate cars. And we have that we have the footage of it. But yeah, that's Stephen Miller, because in the long Republican tradition of rules for thee, not for me, or benefiting from policies that liberals fought for and then pulling up the ladder behind them. Look, I mean, that is a long-ass list. Everybody. And they still do it. Like Perjury Traitor Greene, Lauren banned from the bowling alley Boebert, many, and on and on. Taking PPP loans or unemployment. Saying, Lauren banned from the bowling alley Boebert, saying that she worked, when she was running for Congress the first time, that she is an American success story. Someone who was on food stamps and public assistance, welfare and food stamps, however she put it, and is now running for Congress. And isn't that a great story? That just goes to show you what you can do if you get government out of the way. And I'm not kidding. I'm running for small government. To get this government, when you fire their initiative, you could take somebody who's on food stamps and welfare, and they'll shine. Get government out of the way. That's who these fucking people are. People. That's who they are. I wish I was kidding. I wish this was a joke. Thank you, Mark, for your super chat, a token of appreciation and help with the preparation. Thank you. The preparation. Everything is preparation. A lot of preparation goes on around here. Yes. So, yeah. Where was I? Oh, please. Lauren banned from the... I wish we talked about this not too long ago. I wonder if I'm sure I have it. It doesn't matter. I was on food stamps. I was on welfare. And now look at me. I'm running for Congress. As an example of what you can do when you get government out of the way. Do they hear themselves? That's why it can't be real, right? This can't be real. Is this real life? Sometimes that's what I say when I see For example, the con man coming out with a sneaker. I'm like, this is not real. Where's Alan Funt? For the old guys like me. Where's Alan Funt? Somebody's punking me. Where's Ashton Kutcher? What's happening here? Is this real? Unreal. Now, what would these Republicans do if that were anybody else, any Democrat? If that were a Democrat. You see, Republicans can get away with anything. They can debase themselves. They can be grubby, graspy, greedy little grifters. They can hawk and bamboozle and swindle their own supporters till the goddamn cows come home and they shoot them for a scene in their reality TV show. And then they giddily cut them up on camera, like Sarah Palin did to a moose. Rest in peace, Moose. This is who they are. And speaking of, like, for example, let's go on Cameo for a second, see who's on there. I've been saying that George Santos, he's really desperate now, of course, because he's got nothing. If he's so desperate or whatever, if he's such a fantastic Wall Street financier, why isn't he financiering? Why do you need to go on Cameo, right? I just want to see how much his cameos are. And he's really upset that he's not getting the same attention. So he's suing Jimmy Kimmel. So he's still, his cameos are $350, and they used to be $450, but there are so many others on there. Let's see, politics. And it's all Republicans. Let me show you. Look, Sarah Palin is on there. Come on. No, not that one. Here we go. Look, Sarah Palin, Roger Stone, Alan Dershowitz. This is the Speaker of the English House or whatever, former Speaker of the House in England. I don't know. That has got to be some right-winger. Well, he's a Democrat, but also a crook, so. Hold on, we'll be right back. I don't know who that is. Is that a right-winger? Antonio Sabato Jr., actor, model. Is he a right-winger? This is that guy. He calls himself the MAGA fixer. That's the guy that would follow the con man George Santos around. And he's the one I spoke to on the phone that time when I called to just, as a person, a New Yorker, I just called, and said resign. And then I got into like a half-hour conversation / argument with him, this guy. And I wish I had fucking recorded it. But what's his name? Vic Burra, something like that. Vic Burra. Oh, it's so pathetic. Everything is a grift with them. Who else? Trump. Who's that? Cliff Gephardt. Soap America. I don't know who these. Oh, yes. Rudy Giuliani. Of course. Adam W.A. Salas, Sr. All these maggots. But they have no dignity. It's all a grift. That's what I'm saying. Everything is a grift. Let's look at Sarah Palin. She doesn't show her. I don't know. Maybe she doesn't have cameos. Probably not. I'm sure she's been booked because these people are. I don't know. They like burning their Socialist Security money on pure shit. But look at her. This is the promo for her Cameo.
Okay, what am I going to say?
These boots are made for walking.
Ugh.
They'll do. One of these days,
You want to come out here,
these
Trig?
are gonna walk all over you. You keep saying you got something for me.
Sarah Palin up in Alaska.
Something
Who mixed her audio?
but confess.
She's just... I mean, come on. Clearly, she doesn't have professional help. I mean, mentally and on her podcast. Or whatever podcast. I'm thinking of my podcast. I'm talking about her Cameo. She put this... Boots are made for walking. And we can't even hear what she's saying.
You've been a messin' where you shouldn't have been.
Maybe that's because she sucks and her audio sucked and she's trying to cover it up. Is that it? Yeah, anyway. I don't want to annoy the audio-only listeners. Look at this shit. This is the former vice president candidate for the for the entire con of the Republican Party. That's her. There she is, everybody. Doing, making the world safe for democracy. Because they love America. They love sucking the life out of America. Grifting. They love just taking these dumbasses' money, don't they? Don't they love it? So, yeah, the whole thing is a scam. And let me see. Hold on. Let me look at the time. Oh, God. Our Progressive Voices listeners are going to have to be leaving us soon. How's the audio sound? Okay. Listen. I don't know if you, speaking of grifts, we were talking about the disgusting Trump shoe, the sneaker. Now, you might have seen this. This is Raymond Arroyo. This is how in touch with brown people or people with darker pigment. Now, on one of the people who commented on Tarabuster, one of the right wingers, was like, racist much? Yeah, because I'm a racist, right? That's what they do. I'm racist much? Because I said to one of the... I don't even know why. I called somebody. I said, yeah, something about racist. And then they were like, well, I'm black. I'm a black, but yeah, me too. I'm black too. That's how it works. They're always black, former Democratic. Well, they say Democrat. And they always have to lie in some form because they have to give their class war, the shit that they're selling that nobody wants. People don't want it. That's why they have to cheat and gerrymander and pretend it's something that it's not. If they would just come out and say, look, we want to funnel all the money to the top because we don't like democracy. We want to turn this country back to an authoritarian, intergenerational aristocracy where everyone knows their place. But you know what you'll get out of it? You'll get to be, you'll live in a theocracy like you want to. You'll be able to love Jesus. We'll be a Christian nation. And everybody else will be in their place. You won't have to worry about saying the N-word. No one's going to cancel you. You could say the N-word. You could kick down on people. You could hate as much as you want. I mean, even though you could still do that now. But they want to be able to do it in the public sphere. They want to have no normal people have a reaction to it. So... But this is, so the guy was like, oh, racist much? Yes. And I responded, says the dupe, literally in league with the American Nazi Party and the KKK. Okay? So, when you're voting with a party that is endorsed by David Duke, you might want to stop being a racist. And really look at yourself. What's the point of being a racist? I mean, it's such a stupid. It's so indicative of your stupidity, you know? It is. And there's been many studies that racism and stupidity go hand in hand. They really do. You have to be stupid to be a racist. No smart person is a racist because there's no, well, what's the point? I mean, you may not like people. You may not get along with somebody. But if you're simply not liking somebody or judging them or whatnot because they have darker pigment or different something or other, who fucking cares? Everybody is human. We're all human beings. Some people are, everybody has strengths and weaknesses. We all bring different things to the table. And it's all valuable. We're an interdependent species. Our ancestors, before we were even Homo sapiens, millions of years ago, took care of the elderly. They took care of the sick and the infirm. It's built into our DNA, except for Trump, because he's a waste of human DNA, and a lot of the Republicans. We're interdependent. So you want to be all right? You're just a jerk. You're just a dick. There's something wrong. Go to a desert island. Go and live on that's the other thing. You don't like civilization. You don't like democracy. You don't like you don't like our multiracial liberal democracy. Go the fuck somewhere else. You don't get to make this into your authoritarian dreamland. That's not this thing. You don't get to shove your con man in the White House so he can escape accountability for his life of crime. Because you are an idiot and you want to be, and you're racist, and you like somebody validating that for once, right? Oh, everybody picks on us. They look down on us. They're so fragile. They look down on us in the flyover country. They call us flyover country. They think they're so smart, these elites, with their arugula and their lattes. Oh, okay. But we're supposed to be like, ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. We like shooting things. As if that's... We're real America. We like poverty, murder. We like no health care. We like voting against our own interest. Ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding-ding. All right, Progressive Voices listeners, come on over to youtube.com/C for channel/Tarabuster. Watch the end of the show or become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Also, I don't know, you could hang out. Go to APS Radio News. Watch the show over there. Tell Charlie, hello, Tara sent me. Because we will win. We're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. I'll see you soon. All right. Here's the racist on, well, not one of them. On Laura Ingraham, this guy Raymond Arroyo, he said that black people are going to now vote for Trump because they love sneakers. They love that. They're sneaker. They're gonna, because that's all black people care about, right? When they see somebody, they're like, "Wow, those are good sneakers." Forget the state of my community. Forget not upward immobility. Forget the racial income gap. Forget the intergenerational income gap between white families and black families. Look at those kicks. Look at those golden, gilded, made in China kicks. They are fucking disgusting. But for some reason, I feel like voting now for the con man that created them.
Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media
Look at
last
this
night.
guy.
Very interesting. As you see,
Can you get more white than this guy? I was wondering. He's like generic man. Generic white man. I was on the sneaker thing, for example. Well, Scooby-Doo. Look at these. Look at these this footwear. It is the bomb, like the kids say. Scott 23 Skadoodle. Somebody get me a chair. I gotta sit down. My brother, I need to put these sneakers on. This is very fashionable footwear for the inner cities. For the less fortunate who don't know how to work. You know, they just sit around. I don't know, me, whatever my name is, Raymond Arroyo Aloysius Mortimer III. I know a lot about what it means to be the underclass. I was talking to my garbage man. This is you remember how the Fox News who was that? That was Jesse Waters. Can't be Waters, right? Like a normal person. You got to be Waters. You got to be even more annoying. Waters. I was talking to my garbage man. And my garbage man, that's right. He said that the garbage man, he was talking to his garbage man, and because Trump got arrested, he's like, Trump's the man. I will vote for him now because I like criminals. I'm a black person. That's also what this guy said. Raymond Arroyo Mortimer Skank Bucket III.
black support eroding from Joe Biden.
Is it?
This is connecting with black America
it
because they love
is.
sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love the, this is a big deal,
They love
certainly in the inner city.
sneakers.
So when you have Trump
They
roll out,
love sneakers in the inner city. Throw some sneakers at them. Let them eat sneakers. They just love sneakers. They take the laces out so they can. Well, it's sort of the inner city culture. It mimics the prison culture. Really, I learned that in my Mortimer III college class in my prep school, where we all learned about the inner city. We even had a not colored. What do they call them now? African American come in and explain all about the inner cities. Well, actually, we pulled him off the porch. He was just walking by. But we were like shocked to even see him in our neighborhood, and we didn't know what the hell he was doing there. We were like, "Excuse me, sir, do you have any identification?" And then he was like, "Look, I just want to catch the subway over here. I went to the Met and I met my girlfriend, but I'm going home now." And they're like, "Excuse me, sir, can you please address my inner city group? It's like a book club, but for real epic douchebags who were born into money, born on third base, thinking they hit a triple." The inner cities. Look at this amazing shoe that looks like I don't know. Somebody lost a bet and is American. I don't know, and likes flags. The blacks will love it. They love that shit. They love shit. That's why they're fine. They are naturally attracted to being on the bottom end of me, because look at me. I'm Mortimer. I'm like a puppet come to life. I'm like every generic man mixed together. I'm like I am white DNA with a suit on.
They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city.
Fucking deal.
So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool.
Whoa.
He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always...
He's reaching this fascinating, very foreign and uncivilized, but yet somewhat interesting group of the downtrodden. I don't know, people. I guess they call them people. he's really he's reaching them. He's reaching around like he reached around to Putin. He didn't reach around. Well, Putin didn't give him a reach around. He gave Putin a topper. Let's say he topped him off after, it was sort of like a reach around for a lick spittle, and completely amazing puppet of a foreign dictator.
Trump's politics.
It transcends the politics. Like all of them don't want to be involved in politics. They hate that. They I don't know, hanging out on the, doing nothing. Lay in the social safety net hammock. But they got these sneakers. They like sneakers.
Them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always...
The culture. It defies politics. Oh, look at this. And this white lady. It's so embarrassing to be white sometimes. When I look at this can't be real. This is Andy Kaufman, isn't it? It's like a skit from Saturday Night Live. Who's that another woman? I can't remember her name. The funny one, the woman, the funny woman. This cannot be real. And are they for real? They really believe this? Is this real? Come on. Somebody's got to be like, punked ya, gotcha.
It's Trump's politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that.
Like no politician. This guy is getting a hard on too. Well, can he? I don't know. But like nobody's business. You should have seen. He understands everybody. He's like Jesus. You know how Jesus knows everything. He knows when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows when you've been good or bad, so be good for goodness sake. Was that Jesus or Santa? But either way, they're kind of similar. He knows culture. It's like he knows it like he knows how to take a dump on culture. He takes culture and he basically uses it as a way to clean up his rectum. Clean his rectum with culture. Just sit on it and let it all out, all over the culture. Like as if, well, you had too much coffee and your stomach is upset. So it just comes right out all over culture. That's like Trump. He knows that. That's what he does to culture, and they love it in the inner cities.
Point though,
Yeah.
will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about
Who's
Donald
excited?
Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love. It's
hope
something.
you're right.
It's something.
Anybody.
It's affection. Even the sneaker thing. I was on social media last night.
You were.
Very interesting.
You were. It's so interesting. I was on social media. Me. I had my butler pull it up on the telecommunications screen. After he picked out my suit for tonight's appearance. And he brushed my hair and look at my skin. It's completely plastic. Like me. I can't tell you. He knows culture and I know him. I have my finger on the pulse of culture. Look at me. My name is, what's his name again? Raymond Arroyo. Who is this person? Why is he on a television show and, looking like somebody is taking the piss out of us here? Raymond Arroyo. Who the hell is he? He's an American author, a journalist, and a producer. What does he produce? Creating and hosting EWTN news program The World Over Live. Over Live? Maybe? I can't tell. And whatever. He's authored the Will Wilder series. Uh-oh. One of my cats is up to no good. He founded StoryEnted.com to promote literacy. Well, why don't he read some of those books? What's that? What? Oh no. Oh God. It gets worse. What? Welcome to StoryEnted. I'm sure all these books suck. All these books are about, like, how not to be gay. Probably. Or the culture. Maybe they're about the culture. Here's another. See, Raymond Arroyo made himself a name before being having his finger on the pulse of the culture of the inner cities. Inner cities, another urban, you know what I mean? Wink, wink. Urban inner cities. They love sneakers, wink, wink. You know what I mean?
Thank God it's Friday, and that means it's time for Friday Follies. And for that, we turn to Fox News contributor Raymond Arroyo. All right, Raymond, I have been waiting to hear what you have to say about the media and the cultural impact of the Trump surrender.
Oh, I love that, too. This is about when he surrendered, literally, and took a mugshot because he was surrendering to the authorities for being a criminal. He's a criminal. He tried to overthrow the election in Georgia, and he had to surrender. He had to appear and take his goddamn mug. He had to be booked like everybody else. But that doesn't, going like this, Laura, doesn't escape or erase that he surrendered. But it's like, the surrender? What is wrong with these people? Could somebody answer that question? I mean, this seems like a question philosophers will be battling and wrestling with long after we're gone. What is wrong with these people? The surrender. What is with it. Can somebody explain why they are so addicted to this horrible parasite, this disgusting parasite that has absolutely zero redeeming qualities, who is a tax cheat, a grifter, a lifelong con man, and we got the receipts to prove it, who is horrible, who never did a thing for another human being unless it benefited him. Terrible. A disco prowler, like I said, a grifter, a carnival barker. He didn't ever innovate. He didn't do anything that made anything better. He manipulated people's addictions, and he went bankrupt. He tried to get the gambling addicts to come and put money in his tacky casino, and still he couldn't make ends meet. So he went and signed up for a multi-level marketing vitamin scam. A fake university. A fake charity. A fake veterans charity. None of the Trumps, none of them, since they landed their horrible waste of a human DNA lineage on our shores, on this sad new world, none of them have ever worn the uniform of any country that, even the one they left, because Trump's great-grandpappy came over to escape the draft, apparently. He used to escape putting on the uniform of his country, because that's who they are. And he opened a brothel, to manipulate people, to tickle their addictions, to exploit. Okay? All right, let's go. Surrender.
All right, Raymond, I have been waiting to hear what you have to say about the media and the cultural impact of the Trump surrender and mugshot.
Surrender. Well, Laura, look, I want to add to what you touched on early in the show. That mugshot situates Trump in a cultural context that I'm not sure his enemies may have anticipated. Now he joins Frank Sinatra. He joins...
Really? He doesn't? No, he doesn't. I'm here to tell you. He doesn't. It's not cool. Trust me. If you go to some maggot's house and there's a picture of Trump on, surrendered, you're going to be like, oh, what a dumbass. What a dumbass.
Elvis Presley. He joins Johnny Cash and Tupac Shakur. And he didn't only know some of these people.
Notice that, of course, they knew this is what they were going to frame it as, because they had to get all those mugshots ready for the segment.
Meaning he is now seen by non-political folks as a rebel. And
Is he? For what? Raping somebody? Well, in this particular instance, he's a rebel for trying to steal an election. What a rebel. Come on, fellas. Give me a break. All I need is 15,000 votes. What a rebel.
Outsider with swagger. And as one black lady I spoke with earlier today here in New Orleans said, Trump's a gangster. And that means he has cred among a new block of voters that perhaps have never given him a serious look, and now they're looking again.
They're giving him a look of, of hate. What? This is so insulting. I'm not black, but I'm insulted. This is disgusting. I'm insulted for humanity. This is horrible. I talked to a black lady. She said she got together with all the other black people. I don't know. What black lady? What black lady? Was it your housekeeper? Who? I talked to a black... He's a gangsta. Now black people can really relate. and they love it. This is really unbelievable. And anybody who votes, anybody who's black, of course, anybody who's gay, anybody who's in a minority group, a trans person, a targeted minority group, if they vote for these people, what the hell's wrong with you?
Cider with swagger. And as one black lady I spoke with earlier today here in New Orleans said, Trump's a gangster. And that means he has cred among a new block of voters that perhaps have never given him a serious look, and now they're looking again.
They're looking again because he's a vote-stealing grifter who got caught. They're looking again. No, they're not serious people who vote for. I mean, if anything, people who have darker pigment. This is what is so incredible about this country, and also what we should be appreciative of. You notice whenever, and we've talked about this before on the show, but you don't see black people doing what white people do. Like, for example, in the when it comes to getting their policies, the policies they want enacted, as we saw on January 6th. You never see, black people or people with darker pigment. They would never storm the Capitol. They would never act like that because they know. They have historical memory. They know that it would be a bloodbath and it would be pointless. But you see white people, because that's white privilege on parade. They knew nobody was going to take out an assault weapon. They knew they weren't going to get killed. Even if they kill people, they knew they were going to. Maybe a cop would take them out for a hamburger. Who knows, right? But what I see all the time, and what we see in general, is when in democracy itself, it's the people who have been oppressed, the darker pigment people, getting together and really challenging the democratic system to keep to its word, to be everything it says it is. And I noticed there was one of these right-wingers, they were passing something, I don't remember, it was not too long ago, but it was, and the town got together and they went to the meeting and they lined up for for comments. They didn't storm the Capitol, and I didn't see a zip tie, a cattle prod, nothing. No nooses or gallows were erected outside. There was no chance of hang so and so. But and that's what we see every election. As much as these Republicans, the conservatives, try to fuck with people who have darker pigment, sending one voting booth to a community that has thousands of people, or moving the polling place, to a spot that has no public transit connections. That's what they do too, where you can't get there unless you have a car. That's what they do. And then they send broken machines, but you see people with darker pigment waiting online, even though it's a Tuesday, even though we don't get days off to go vote. They make it as hard as possible. They put up all kinds of obstacles. But there are those who expect this country to live up to the promises, and thank God for that. And constantly, no matter what happens, you talk about like in the civil rights, but even in the beginning, when after the Civil War, we had, before the KKK inflicted the generations of domestic terrorism, when the end of Reconstruction, which we're still living in the shadow of that bad decision, you know? Meaning pulling the troops out of the South. They needed to be, they needed Reconstruction forced upon them. But, you know, another compromise with conservatism. And there go the troops out of the South. And there go our fellow Americans being terrorized for 100 years. For voting, wanting to vote. Right? Meeting all kinds of, not just obstacles, but the violence for trying for really expecting this country to live up to its ideals. Saying, here I am. What kind of country is this? Are we full of shit or not? Or is this for real? But you don't see that, you don't see them getting guns and storming the city hall, like all over the country. You don't see them trying to kidnap the governor. But there they are, not a cattle prod, zip tie, nothing. But wanting to vote. Anyway, fucking unbelievable.
Interesting what's happened here.
Well, I think, the people on MSNBC thought, well, he thinks he's some rebel, but most of the country is just going to see him as, against the Constitution. I don't see it that way. Not when we have so many problems facing the country. I think people think it's a big waste of time and money.
Yes.
And Laura, he enters the pantheon of a pop culture icon now.
Doesn't he, though? Who is this person? What does he know about the pantheon of pop culture?
This image and the way they're marketing it, you could feel the excitement in Atlanta.
What? You could feel it. It's in the air. You could feel the never surrender photo. Unbelievable. He's a gangster. What a gangster. Trying to steal and what a petty little bitch, actually. What a small man. What a small, terrified little man. Not even, to call him a man, it doesn't feel comfortable. To call him a man is to honor him. Is to give him a promotion. He's not a man, he's a man-child. The smallest man-child. The littlest man-child. It's disgusting. What a terrible... What is going on? Is this real? That's another thing. All right. Well, you know what? I wanted to... I'm looking at the time. It's 9 minutes. The other thing I wanted to say is that Nikki Haley sucks, but we didn't really get there. She's flip-flopping again on... she came out because of this IVF bullshit that embryos are children. See, aren't they cute? Got your nose, embryo. Got your goo. I don't know. Are you even in there? Got your nose. I love playing when my nieces and nephews were embryos. I would take them out and throw the ball around. They're children. And we'd had fun. Got your nose, you little cutie. Pinch that little petri dish. Be like, you little. One time, one of the embryos he drew on the wall with the crayons. The embryo. I was like, wait a minute. Who are you? Are you in there? And I was like, all right, I had to get all the embryos together. All 3 embryos. And I was like, okay, who drew on the wall? And one of the embryos was like, I don't know. I'm not really sure. But I think it was me, he said. And I was like, well, now we have to clean the wall, embryos. And you leave it to me? You don't have any hands. That's not fair. Wait till you become Wait till you get arms. Wait. Oh, you. You're gonna have to sit in the corner now you're gonna have to sit in this refrigerator until somebody comes along. Anyway, so Nikki Haley, we're in a fucking, where do we live? Is this real? Right. Now, you embryos, when I put you in this refrigerator and I close the light, you go to sleep now. You behave yourself, right? I used to like to read stories to the embryos. They were like, again. At least that's what I thought they were saying. I don't know. It was when I was using drugs, so who knows what was happening. Something was gooey. I have no idea. It was a lot of goo. It was dark. I was confused. So, almost as confused as this fucking country. These dumbasses inflicting their sickness on us. What's happening? What the hell? Anyway, so Nikki Haley, she says, well, she got in trouble. She's like, yes, it's a child. And it's very cute. Look how cute. This petri dish is a child. And they were like, all right, bitch. And now all of the Republicans are tripping over each other to be like, I didn't say that. Just sort of like they are like, we will never, ever roll back your pre-existing conditions, protections. As they're trying to roll back our pre-existing conditions, protection. And now she's like, I don't know. I'm just Nikki Haley. What do you want me to say? What do you want me to say about children being nothing but cells in a dish? What do you want me to say? Here it is.
Well, first of all, I didn't say that I agreed with the Alabama ruling. What the question that I was asked is, do I believe an embryo is a baby? I do think that if you look in the definition, an embryo is considered an unborn baby. And so, yes, I believe from my stance that is. The difference is, and this is what I say about abortion as well.
Shut up, bitch.
We need to treat these issues with the utmost respect. I had trouble having both of my children.
Give me
I
some
am
word
very
salad,
aware of
honey.
what it
You're
means
good
to
at
go
it.
through artificial
I had to do
insemination,
this.
all of those
My
things related to in
husband
vitro.
did that.
I know what that is, and I also know the importance between a doctor.
You said it.
And the
a doctor,
parents
a woman.
is very
you said
important
it.
to have
Doctors,
those conversations.
People.
This case was based on and should be based on the rights of those parents,
freedom
for their embryos,
say freedom, say
and
freedom.
to make sure that they have the responsibility with the doctors on how those are
responsibility.
handled. Nothing more than that.
No, I didn't say nothing. What was that? What was I saying? What was I saying? What do you want me to say? All right, now that I see it's not really only a minute left, but according to the timer, let's end on a good note. Let's end on a patriotic note. Somebody once told me, why don't you do any good stories? I do sometimes. Like when Trump gets locked up and he strokes out in jail, that's going to be a good story. But here's Letitia James, patriot, true American, and exactly what I'm talking about. It's like it's so delicious for me, or in general. Why? In my opinion, it's delicious watching these women with darker pigment taking these crooks, these racist assholes like Traitor Trump, taking them to the justice. All right, hold on. We will play this in a minute. In about 34 seconds, I'm going to play a nice video for you. So, in the meantime, remember, we will win. We're on the right side of decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Check out APS Radio News. Thank you, Charlie, for all your support and the support of the community cats. It means a lot. Become a patron at patreon.com/Tara Devlin. Hang out here Friday nights with us. And we stick together, we win. I'll see you soon. All right. All right. All right, let's play this. This is Letitia James. I saw this and I was like, oh my God. Will you marry me? Okay, here we go. Where is it? Oh, shit. Damn you, ECAM.
If he does not have funds to pay off the judgment, then we will seek, judgment enforcement mechanisms in court. And we will ask the judge to seize his assets. Someone once told me, if you want something done, give it to a woman.
Latish. No, not that one. Not that one. That's me giving a standing ovation. Isn't she badass? You go, girl. Now, this is somebody like Fonnie Willis had to be under constant harassment, right? Constant harassment. Oh, may I suggest a Tarathon tonight? No. Well, you know what? I would, Haiku. Another night, really. Because you know why? I didn't want to say. I'm not feeling good. I think I might be getting sick. I think I might be. Because I feel kind of achy. And I think I should go to sleep. In my neck, I started feeling achy and I was taking flu. What do you call it? Dayquil. So I'm feeling a little under the weather. I'm sorry. I can't do it tonight. I got to go to sleep. I'm afraid I'm going to get sick. So I'm sorry. I would love, maybe during the week, if I'm feeling better. You know, Wednesdays are good. Or we'll do another one on Friday when I'm not as, like, under the weather. You guys are great. I would love to. I love hanging out with you guys. What else are we going to, I mean, how else are we going to get through this? The last days of the American Republic. Hopefully not. When I say that, tongue-in-cheek. But you know what she's been putting up with, Letitia James. That she has been under attack. Constant attack. Like me. I'm under constant attack, too. I don't know if you know. I told you. I get harassed. On, I guess, one of these fuckers got my phone number or something. And I told you, I don't get it. I don't get it. Because I have one of the best top-notch, like Trump, you know, like nobody's ever seen spam thing. I had to buy it. But I also went to T-Mobile and, you know, they told me and they got me. They hooked it up, mothers. So I just keep a track of everything, and you know, because I will make a police report just to cover my ass. And I hope they come and try something, because I need the publicity for the show. Please, please, please. And that'll help the show. But yeah, they sign up. But it also, you got to think about it. This is what they do. They're not out there like we are trying to get health care for everybody and make sure people have living wages and retirement security and decent middle-class lives and be able to go to school without becoming indentured servants to banks, or go to school without being murdered, or come out as nothing but a blob that you need DNA to identify, like Other countries have. That's what we're doing. But these assholes are like, let's sign up. Let's put Tara's name on a Roto-Rooter. So Roto-Rooter calls. I don't even get it. Fucking idiots. I don't even fucking get it, dummies. But I get the reports after I go. I'm sitting in bed at night. I'm like, oh, well. And I look. And I'm like, look at this. And I say, all right. Buddha, you got the magazine again? But anyway. I know. Thank you, Slugger. Slugger Trucker says, I got you back. I don't, it comes with the territory. And in fact, it's a compliment. If they're not, why would they? I'm clearly doing something correct. They feel they need to be, they're just dicks. That's it, though. It's like a child. Really. They have me on the prank bot list or whatever, but I don't get those either until and I also have a prank bot, to tell you the truth, because that's what comes with one of these spam things. So when they call, it's like two prank bots going at each other. And then I listen to it, and I'm like, alrighty. But it doesn't wake me up. It doesn't even ding. So you're really just telling me that I'm doing something right. So, and of course, I have the whole thing in a cataloged thanks to the app. So anyway, they're so stupid. That's what they are. You understand? They got nothing. And it is a compliment, Paradu. It is. It's my fault, though, for, I guess, not taking care of, probably they got my name off a list or something somewhere. Like one of these stupid fucking white pages that no one ever puts themselves on, but all of a sudden they're there. Yeah, they paid money to get it, and it's okay. I took them all off now. It was a good thing, too. Because I learned, I'm like, oh, shit, I got to get scrubbed off the internet. And that's what I did. So anyway, it don't matter. It is what it is. It comes with the territory. So they suck. And that's it. They don't do anything. They don't do anything that has any value. It's like Trump, They're not out there helping people. Go. You're such a Jesus lover. Go volunteer somewhere. Go feed the fucking homeless or something. That's what I did when I was used to, a long time ago. Not that long ago. But I volunteered and went to the Bowery Mission and cooked food for people. Try feeling sorry for yourself when you're dishing out food at the Bowery Mission. And I go and I volunteer with animal rescue. Do shit like that fucking matters. Right? Errol says, when is Poppy Champlin returning? Hopefully soon. I'll reach out to her. I'll reach out. She's touring, man. She's got the life, that one. She's got the life I want. I can't get out of the tri-state area, but it's okay. My cats are here, so. Got your nose, little embryos. All right, my friends, listen. I gotta go. I'm feeling kind of conked. I need to. What am I gonna do? I hope there's something on TV that I could escape into. Anything to distract me from my life. What's on? Anything good? Everything sucks. And I watched everything that doesn't suck. Let me see. Anybody got any suggestions? I watched that Alexander docudrama. I liked that. That was good. On Netflix. And I watched the Jodie Foster True Detective. That was all right. That was I respect Jodie Foster, even though I kind of always had a crush on her. Clearly, who wouldn't if you're a lesbian? She's kind of like a lesbian crush. Well, she is a lesbian, but we always knew she was a lesbian, and she would never come out of the closet. And it was really annoying. But I do, and then she kind of halfway came out of the closet once when she was receiving an award once. But now she's kind of coming back and it seems like she disappeared for a long time. Now she's coming back or whatever. And she made this True Detective and other things. This other Netflix movie about Diana Nyad, the swimmer. But I have to respect her, to tell you the truth. She's not getting any plastic surgery. I know people are like, she's got all these wrinkles. But good on her, man. That's a badass bitch right there. I thought that's pretty impressive. So, right. That's right, guys. Thank you. All right, guys. Yes, you frisky little embryos. What are we going to do with you? We're going to have to separate. We're going to have to break you guys up. Not going to be able to hang out. Embryos. Yes, Slugger Trucker. She was my crush, too, in Silence of the Lambs. She was great. That was a great movie. Great movie. What a great movie. Yes, is Christy McNichol also a lesbian? Yes, she is. Yes, she is. We always knew. Even I knew. I don't know how we knew. I guess it was like in the gay grapevine. We knew, of course, that Rosie O'Donnell was gay. It used to piss me off when she'd be like, Tom Cruise, ooh. I love Tom Cruise. Like this bullshit. Remember that? She had to play like she liked Tom Cruise. That used to annoy me. And one time I was at my sister's house, and she had Rosie O'Donnell on, and she was like, and Rosie O'Donnell was going on about Tom Cruise. I was like, get the fuck out. I'm so sick of that. That's so annoying. She's like, why? I'm like, she's gay. What? That's my sister. I was like, yeah, everybody knows. Oh, and also Ellen, too. Another one we all knew was gay. It was like, what is this shit? Then she had to do that whole episode where she was in love with one of the American gladiators. Remember that? That was, oh, God. That's probably funny to watch now. Uh-oh. Come on, Buddha. These kids. All right, guys, who's going to pay child support for the embryos? Exactly. Right? This is so fucked up. But that's why these people, we will win because it's not natural. It's simply not natural. And we're not going to put up with this shit. Hi, Hernan, I see you. Nice to see you, Hernan. We're just about to sign off, Hernan. It was just, we're doing the after show here. Just kind of going on with the chat. I'm just chatting and shooting the shit. So, I feel bad, saying goodnight, but when you just arrived. But, yes, nice to see you. Yes, thank you. Hernan is doing the videos for the Tarabuster channel, too. And the Mike Malloy channel, which, what an honor. Thank you. Being in the same company as the master, Mike Malloy, is incredible. And amazing. All right, guys. Thank you for hanging out tonight. I love you too, Hernan. Thank you. I really do. I feel like, you know how comforting it is to feel like I'm not doing this alone, you know. I know we got the cat. I know Tara Jr. is he likes to, you know, he's as good as he is. He's a producer. But he's limited. He's got no thumbs. He's got a cat brain. He likes to he's sleeping on the job right now. So, it's a little difficult when you have a cat for a producer. All right, my friends, listen, I gotta go. I'm tired. I feel sick. My feet hurt. My feet stink. My corns hurt. My back hurts. My knees hurt. Look at me. Look at my hair. What? How am I? How did I even think I could go on a show like this? This is how fucking casual it is. Oh my God. All right. Who am I to think I could go on a show with this hair? Right? My God. It's like my mother would be embarrassed. Listen. Oh, thank you, Slugger. You're so nice. You guys are great. All right, listen, guys. We will win. Like I said, we're on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. Aw. Thank you, Hernan. You're an amazing human being. Get my hair feathered like Farrah Fawcett. Well, last time I got my hair cut, I said, you know, make long layers. It wasn't that long ago. I guess she didn't make it too long. I got to go back. Maybe they undercut it or something, so you go back sooner. I should go back. I won't let it get the way it was last. I didn't go to get my hair cut for like 6 months. Or more. I think it was more. I don't know. All right. I love you. My feet stink. My corns hurt. My head hurts. My neck hurts. I got rheumatoid arthritis. I don't know. I'm just kidding. I got to go to sleep. Or I'm going to watch TV a little bit. That's what I like to do after the show. Just sit and veg a little. Pretend I live in a world without Republicans. Where people are normal. That's what I should say. There are more normal people. And you don't give fascist power and racists and tax cheating con men power. All right. You guys are great. And we'll probably get together, of course, during the week. Hopefully Wednesday. Yeah, I think so. Maybe. I try to make it Wednesdays, but sometimes shit happens. So, but we will get together. All right. And I hate, as you see, it's hard for me to hang up. But I gotta go to sleep and clean up because Boudica made a mess. What a mess. Booty, come here. She never listens. Buddha. All right. She's hiding. She's playing. I will see you during the week. Love you.